fact that locusts have been used to detect explosives completely understandable. Despite the insect's amazing skill, clinical technological devices based on them are still years away, meaning that biological noses are still king of the olfactory castle when it comes to all things smelly. Health in a Heartbeat is produced by University of Florida Health, committed to advancing excellence in patient care, research, and education, and by WUFT-FM. Our medical advisors include University of Florida College of Medicine faculty members who provide the latest information in health research and patient care. Visit us at heartbeatradio.org.
San Juan Regional Medical Center is your community hospital, committed to making life better for the communities we are privileged to serve. In fact, better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. What matters most to our patients matters most to us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. The San Juan County Walk to End Alzheimer's. The walk is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. When you take part, you're helping raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in this fight. Join us in Aztec, September 24th at Minium Park for the San Juan County Walk to End Alzheimer's. Visit act.alz.org/walk San Juan County or call 505-278-7927.
Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Wednesday morning, the 21st day of September, 2022. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air, of course, here in San Juan County in Durango, Colorado. You can tune in, of course, at 103.3 FM and anywhere else. We're always streaming from our website at ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. We are glad that you are here, everyone. Coming up on the program this morning, my first guest in the studio from the Family Crisis Center here in Farmington. We will learn about many of the programs and assistance that they offer to the community. That is coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this morning, we'll be talking with Margaret Clare from the Henderson Fine Arts Center here at San Juan College, and she'll be talking about some of the events coming up at the Henderson Fine Arts Center here on campus, including what they are doing during the big balloon glow this Friday evening here on the San Juan College campus. We'll round out the morning this hour with Ron Price. He will give us another lesson about life in the sandbox. That's coming up today at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE, so a busy morning ahead. Next hour, of course, it's our classical music program. Mick Hess will be here with music from the great Stravinsky, the Firebird, on the air today at 9:06 on KSJE. And that'll take us to 10:30, right on Four Corners, our local and regional author program. Tracy Hales is speaking about the female aviator Wally Funk, about her book, as told to Loretta Hall, Higher, Faster, and Larger. You'll hear more about that coming up today on KSJE at 10:30. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on our Instagram page in addition to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you're a podcast person, you can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is 61 degrees at the moment under cloudy skies, and we're expecting some rain showers today, and some showers could be heavy at times. A 70% chance of rain with a high today of 74 in Farmington. Rain overnight tonight with a low near 60 degrees. More showers in the forecast for Thursday with a flash flood warning in effect. The high tomorrow 70 on Thursday, 55 Thursday night. Things dry out, partly sunny skies on Friday with a high of 76. More sunshine on Saturday with a high of 76 and 78 with sunny skies on Sunday. Well, let me turn to my guests who are here with me this morning. It's great to have them here from the Family Crisis Center in Farmington. Saberta Bitsui is here. Saberta, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in this morning. You are the Development Training Manager at Family Crisis Center.
Yes. So we wanted to thank you for giving us some time to talk to our community about our Family Crisis Center and just give you an overview of what we do and how we're trying to improve our community to make it more healthy.
Indeed, right.
And so the Family Crisis Center has been in our community over 44 years. We were established in 1978, and one of our co-founders, her name was Marge Atkinson, and back and when she was in the area, she would see women that were affected by domestic violence, so she basically started taking the clients into her own home. So since that time, we have grown into the largest and most comprehensive domestic violence shelter in San Juan County. So we primarily serve our clients from San Juan County and the entire Navajo Nation. But we also will help anybody that needs help from domestic violence, because we have helped clients outside of this area as well.
Right.
So it's not just people from this location.
Very good. And the need is still very, very great, I understand, correct? There's
Yes.
still unfortunately, lots of cases of domestic violence.
Exactly. Just statistically, nationwide, they say that 1 in 4 and 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men are affected by intimate partner violence. And then percentage-wise, it's going to be 37% of women and 30% of men that are affected by intimate partner violence. And then as far as statistics from the Farmington Police Department from last year, they took over 2,620 DV calls, and of those, 376 arrests were made. From earlier this year, they took 1,307 calls with 172 DV arrests.
Wow.
So so we can see that domestic violence continues to affect our community.
We really can. And it sounds like those numbers, unfortunately, are on pace to match what we saw last year, perhaps.
Correct.
In Farmington. We'll see how the numbers come in at the end of the year. But it is a big issue. I know you work very closely with the Farmington Police Department and some of the work that you do, and we'll hear more about that a little bit later, too.
Correct.
So, very good. Thank you for being here. Let me introduce our next guest, who's also here this morning. Aaron Newman is joining us this morning. And Aaron Newman, good morning to you. You are the Senior Program Coordinator at Family Crisis Center.
That is correct, yes.
And tell me a little bit about the job that you do. You kind of do a number of things.
I do. So primarily I work with older adults who are either in crisis, who are victims of elder abuse, mistreatment, or exploitation. So our goal is to provide advocacy for them, offer outreach services, or any sort of resources that we can get them in touch with another service provider who provides older adult services, whether it's adult protective services, the ADRC through the state of New Mexico, or any other aging services that are available to them.
Got you. And when we talk about elder abuse, give us maybe an example of what that might look like or seem like, right? Of folks that maybe should be concerned about it.
There are various forms of elder abuse. There is the physical abuse, sexual abuse, or there's also abuse that is done by a caregiver, whether that's a family member or a professional who's been hired to help, or someone who is experiencing financial exploitation. So their financial assets are being taken advantage of, being used, without their consent. So we'll go and we will provide education or advocacy for them, and introduce them to what services are available, or kind of bridge the gap between adult protective services and their needs.
Get them in touch with the proper agencies or other state
Yes.
agencies to help, maybe that can maybe help in the system in the situation.
And with those situations, there comes a lot of stress. So we also do provide counseling for them. So any older adult who is experiencing, stress from a crisis, they are more than welcome to seek services with the Family Crisis Center as well.
Okay, very good. And you were also telling me before we came on the air this morning a bit about the work that you do with men, with offenders, right? Who maybe are wanting some help and maybe wanting to change their behavior and things along that line. That's another service that the Family Crisis Center offers, whether it's court appointed or not. These men can come to you voluntarily, I suppose, too.
That is correct. So the Family Crisis Center, we offer services for both victims and offenders. So we do offer a wide variety of intervention, prevention, and education services. We offer services to men who are either court-appointed or come in voluntary, and we help them explore a lifestyle that is accountable, that will prevent further abusive behaviors, just to improve themselves and also their families. So
Right.
that's our goal, is to provide that education, those resources, so that they can choose a life that is not abusive.
Right. And that service, I guess it's provided, that assistance takes about maybe a year commitment, a 12-month commitment from these people usually?
That's our goal. Our goal is to get them through the program within 52 weeks. If it takes a little bit longer, that's fine with us. We'll work with them, and our goal is just to get them through the program successfully.
Right. Very good. Well, thank you for coming in as well this morning.
You're not a problem. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here as well. And our other guest this morning is Mallory Standing Rock is here, and Mallory is the shelter advocate and case manager at the Family Crisis Center. And Mallory, good morning to you. It's good to have you here.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
You bet. And talk to me a bit about the job that you do. You have kind of a number of things that you do with the Family Crisis Center.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm primarily at the women's shelter over at Family Crisis Center. I say women's shelter, but we also take men also, so it's both men and women. We do an array of things. We're 24-hour hotline service, working with anyone who's in crisis, needing to call. We do transport services. We work closely one-on-one with our clients. It's a comfortable living area. We provide everything you would need. We accept families, children,
Sure.
whenever, yeah.
Right. Very important. And,
Yes.
And so with the work that you do there, it's really important, I think, for whenever someone is in an abusive relationship, for them to make a decision to leave, right? And usually that comes after, unfortunately, maybe a long history of abuse and things like that, and they've made that decision. The shelter offers them a safe, secure place to go.
Yes, we meet them as soon as they're out of crisis. So it's like, any type of situation, we're right there meeting them in anything that's going on, providing them with resources. Some of them are just coming with their children in hand, and we meet them right then and there with services that they're in need of. Also legal advocacy, transportation services. A lot of moms depend on the significant others for everything. We're there to pick up the pieces.
Right. It's a big change when the women or whomever it is, men too, decide to leave that abusive relationship.
Yes.
And so you help them as much as you can. And with your work as a case manager, I guess that's the other part of that too, right? These individuals that are there, what do they need? And each case is probably unique and different.
Yes, everything is different, especially with our housing resources. Like I said, victims, moms, dads have nowhere to restart their lives. So it's like we come in, we give them the housing resources, we explore other options, even job searches, job placements, helping them with even building resumes and so forth. Also, like I said, legal advocacy, maybe helping them with, landlord issues and housing issues and so forth.
Right. Because they can stay at the shelter for a certain amount of time, but at some point you probably want to help them get back out into the housing market, an apartment or whatever they need to be safe for them and maybe children if they're involved or what have you, correct?
Yeah, transitioning them into their own independent living. Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, good to have you here this morning too. Thank you for coming in. You bet. So, Berta Bitsui, let me turn back to you a little bit about all the things that we've been hearing about with the Family Crisis Center. It offers a lot of things. It's not just the shelter. It's not just some of the things that we've been talking about, but some of maybe the assistance, the counseling, and other things, the hotline, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I think that's really important for folks to remember that is available if they are in crisis, because these things happen all hours of the day, unfortunately, right?
Right. We do have people that will take the call 24 hours a day, and we also take clients that come in as a walk-in. So if they're in a crisis and they need to talk to a counselor in person, then they can do that as well. So we are open to anybody that needs help as long as their issues are surrounding domestic violence. And like Mallory said, we take men, women, children. We offer free counseling to any victim. To the offenders, there is a fee for them to participate in the counseling intervention program.
Right, but it is available to them.
Yes.
And I think it's notable that if they want to change their ways, understand their anger, or try to be a better spouse or significant other or whatever the case may be, that they are signing up to try to do that.
Exactly. So our primary goal is we want to be able to provide immediate safety, and we want to be able to provide a place for them to get counseling and to be able to heal from their situation, and then to stop the generational domestic violence that happens, because a lot of our clients come from families that have domestic violence in their, as a young, in their young lives. And it seems that like it's continued from one generation to the next. So we're trying to do our best to help our people so that the violence will continue to get reduced and stop. And so also the other thing we're doing is doing a lot of community awareness. Because of COVID, everything sort of shut down for a while. So we're slowly getting back out into the community and talking to them about domestic violence, talking to our schools, talking to staff members, and talking to hospitals. And then that's also part of the reason why we're here, is to let the community know who we are and what kind of services we provide.
Right, and important services that never stopped during COVID.
Correct.
I mean, you were there, and the shelter was there operating even during the pandemic, which I think is notable for folks to remember that. And this is something, domestic violence is something that really doesn't discriminate, unfortunately, right? It's all socioeconomic levels, it's all ethnicities, it's male, it's female. I mean, it just really does impact everyone. And as you said, sometimes it's generational too, and families deal with this for decades.
Correct. Yeah, nobody can get away from domestic violence, because it does happen to a lot of people, and we all know people that have been affected by domestic violence, whether it's teenagers, children. We also help children that are also what they call witnesses to violence. So there is services available to help those clients as well.
Right. And with teenagers, I know there's a lot of awareness trying to get teenagers aware of dating, and even sometimes, a boyfriend or girlfriend can be an abuser as well, and that can be an unhealthy relationship too if folks aren't aware of what to look for.
Exactly. So we are going into the schools and talking about teen dating violence and describing what a healthy relationship is and what is not healthy. A lot of the abuse also can happen through social media. So that's also a big thing that we're dealing with right now.
Right. And that's a newer part of this whole conversation, isn't it?
Exactly.
Got it. I know October is coming, and that is an important month for the work that you do, and you have a lot of things planned during the month of October as well, right?
Right. We have a couple events set up for October, which is our Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I'll have Aaron talk to you a little bit about what events we have planned in the community.
All right. Very good, Aaron. I'm going to come back to you. So you're up. What's coming up in October?
So like Sabrina said, we offer a number of services. So one of our goals is to do community outreach. So it doesn't have to be October for us to go out there and provide any sort of education that anyone may want to receive. So, give us a call. We'll be happy to set up a session, and we'll come and meet you. But October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We are going to get started a little early. We're actually going to be going out to Elderfest at the Northern Navajo Shiprock Fair. That's going to be Thursday, October 29th. We'll be out there, have a booth. We'll be set up all day.
I think you mean September 29th.
I'm sorry, September 29th.
Next week. Yes. It's next week, because we all know it's next week, and we're all freaking out about it. Yes.
So September 29th, we'll be out there all day at the Northern Navajo Nation Fair. And then we will get started in October on the National Night Out. That's Tuesday, October 4th. That we'll be there. And then we'll have a service provider open house, October 5th. That's a Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So any service provider who is out there, they are more than welcome to come on, see us, have a quick little chat, and do some networking to see how we can support each other. And then we will be at the Bayou Dallas Senior Center Thursday, October 6th, and that's more older adult outreach.
Right.
And then we will also be at the Veterans Stand down here at San Juan College on the 7th of October. And then we'll have a Saturday Zumba. So out at our parking lot, at our main office, we will have a Zumba event, and that's Saturday, October 22nd. And then we will have our Trunk Retreat event, and that's going to be Thursday, October 27th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, kind of in conjunction with Halloween.
Yes,
at the end of the month.
Yeah, another opportunity for the family and the kids to dress up in their costumes.
Right, right. Very good. A busy month coming up for all of you, it sounds like to me, because Aaron's not going to do all of this himself, right? You're going to help him out a little bit, right? Everybody's going to chime in, hopefully, a little bit, but that's great. Before we run out of time this morning, the Family Crisis Center, for folks who don't know, is located on Apache Street in Farmington. Saberta, do you know the address off the top of your head? I bet you do.
208 West Apache Street.
208 West Apache is
Yes.
where it is, and that's where folks can come, obviously. The phone number, again, for folks that would like to reach out. Aaron, can you share that with us?
So for our crisis hotline, it's going to be 1-888-440-9192, and that's toll free. And our local number is 505-564-9192. And that's if you're in crisis. But if you're wanting to set up an appointment for counseling services, you can call our main office at 505-325-3549. And our hours are Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay. And that's an important distinction, that number is for counseling and things like that. The first two numbers that you shared with us are the 24/7, all the time. Someone's going to answer that no matter when people are calling.
Yeah. And, either whatever number you call, someone will be able to point you in the right direction, get you to the right place that you're needing services from.
Right, right. Very good. Saberta Bitsui, any final thoughts before we run out of time this morning? It's been a great program, knowing all about the things that Family Crisis Center offers to the community.
We just wanted to remind the community that we're here to help. Our main goal is to give everybody the information they need to, for example, to empower the victims to seek help, because we are there, anytime that they need some help. And we can provide all the education and counseling and support needed to improve their lives and have healthy families. And our goal is to have a healthy community.
Right, very true. Mallory Standing Rock, can I come back to you and ask any final thoughts from you this morning?
Oh, no. I was going to say we are a temporary shelter. 90-day time is what we're allowed to give to victims. But if need be, if anything does occur, we do try to work with the victims and maybe giving more time. But our time span is usually 90 days.
Right. It's so important to have that 90 days as well, to be able to help folks who need it. Anything else?
Oh, no, that's it. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming in. Aaron Newman, I'm going to give you the last word this morning, so what would you like to say?
It's one of the domestic violence is one of those topics that is hard to discuss, but we are more than willing to hear you out. We treat everyone on an individual basis. Everyone's situation is different. We are more than willing to help you and those around you, our services for victims are free of charge, so don't ever let that be a hindrance for seeking services. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid. We're here to help.
Very good points. Very good points. Well, thank you all for the work that you do in the community and for the work that you do with all of these men and women in domestic violence situations. Appreciate you coming in very much. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you very much. My guest this morning from the Family Crisis Center here in Farmington on KSJE. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
Welcome! We're back at Week 5, Coaching Tips of the Week. My name is Emin Chi with the Student Achievement Center. This week is asking for help. If you really don't understand a concept, ask questions. Stop by your professor's office during their office hours, or contact classmates and your professors via email or Canvas. You can go to the tutoring center. Some classes might even have a Facebook group to keep students engaged and to create an environment to ask questions outside of class. Either way, your professors will be on your side, non-judgmental, wanting to help you understand the class in its entirety.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College. KSJE is supported by the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival, happening October 1st and 2nd at Riverside Park in Aztec. Heavy athletic competition, the Highland Dance Competition, clans, food and music featuring Angus Moore, and other regional entertainment. Find out more about the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival, October 1st and 2nd at AztecHighlandGames.com. Connect with the Pulse during the San Juan Symphony's 37th season, coming up Saturday, October 8th at 7:30 p.m. in Farmington and Sunday, October 9th at 3 p.m. in Durango. The Symphony presents French masterpieces by Maurice Ravel, Claude Debussy, Eric Satie, and many others in a program called Bolero, French Impressions. Music director Thomas Heuser will introduce the program in a free pre-concert talk 1 hour before the concert. Find out more at sanjuansymphony.org.